Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where today we'll once more dive into our English campaign for world domination. Last time we left off, we designed a couple of ships, especially my destroyers, and in the meanwhile, peace has been declared. Off screen, I've been doing a bit of work. I've cleaned up a bit of my ship designs. I upgraded a couple of ship types and told a lot of ships in my fleet to start upgrading, start building, etc, etc. In terms of research, we got new cruisers coming up, we got better destroyers coming up, and I'm working on getting better torpedo tubes. Yes, I am. You can believe it. Now let's quickly continue. I really don't want another fight with the Austro-Hungarians right away. Let them rebuild their fleets first. Probably the Germans will be the next real issue we'll have. 80 million. I always want more money, especially since I'm losing a lot of money each turn, but yeah, 70% research, that's, the minimum I want right now. Let's see, do we know Mark III 9-inch guns? Cute. Very interesting, actually, and very tempting as well, however. Control stations, please. Anti-flooding 1. Oh my. That will be useful for the next upgrade wave we'll be having. Now, I'm going to skip forward until something interesting will happen. So, yeah. See you soon. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, at least for a few seconds. We got multiple torpedo launchers, so we're upgrading our Seafire class. We also have new destroyers, so of course I'm leaving the designer. Yes, indeed. New design. We got larger destroyers, so yeah. Of course we gotta build them. At least design them. Again, a 33 knot ship with a heavy beam, no draughts whatsoever, a frontal tower in a semi-classical position, please, with a standard funnel. In fact, I'm going to slow you down to 30 knots. And can I get it? Yes, 950. That is the max I can have right now. With proper boilers. I know they're going to be annoying now and then, but yeah. 3 barbettes. And this destroyer will get the larger 5-inch guns to ruin the enemy with. One more and one in the aft, and of course each proper destroyer needs some torpedoes, so there we go. Then let's pump up the range again, because we can. I want proper engines. We also have, for the first time, proper anti-flooding and Krupp 1 armor. In fact, the Krupp 1 armor is... I don't know if it's useful on destroyers, but let's take it anyway, shall we? Fast torpedoes? No, let's stick with the standard ones. standard 17-inch torpedoes, but with a reduced complement because, you know, I don't intend these ships to actually charge in. What I do want them to do is be able to take a few hits, and especially, oh, quite a hard one to balance out. But, well, this will do. I'm sure they will survive. What's the worst that can happen? %? Yeah, no diameter increase. Of the guns, look at these. 10.3 kilometer range with 270 bullets per turret. Decent muzzle velocity. Yeah. Let's see if we can play around a bit with that. Yes, we can. In that case, increase to 10%. And no diameter increase. Oh well. There we go. The new Tigris class destroyer. Can we turn it to 31 knots? No, we can't. 30.5. There we go. A new larger gunboat destroyer. The other ones haven't even been finished all, but you know, new technology. Build 6 more. 3 of them will go to Hull. 3 of them will go to Sunderland. And continuing the fast forwarding. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. War has erupted between the French and the Italians. Now, this is a problem. Oh my God, this is a serious problem. For those that are not aware, both the French and the Italians are my allies. So, both of them asking me right now, who do you support? United Kingdom. We need your aid in destroying our opponents. This is something that will change not just Europe, but it will change all of the world. The choice that we're making here today. Let's face it, the French... We've had several conflicts against the French already. We know they are an unreliable ally at best. However, we also have the Italians. The Italians have joined us on multiple occasions against the Austro-Hungarian Empire. However, the Italians were a very, very big failure. They just could not handle it. They had such a large number of ships each time, and they just could not break the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So, unreliable or the failures? If we look at the number of ships, fortunately we can see those at least, then we see that the Italians have a decisive advantage. 81 torpedo boats, 30 cruisers, light ones, 24 heavy cruisers, and 11 battleships. So, especially in terms of battleships and torpedo boats, the enemy the Italians, excuse me, have the advantage. The French, 89 ships. Do we stomp on the French, hit them hard, and basically attempt to neutralize them and go for another attempt to reclaim parts of Africa for the United Kingdom? Or do we side with the underdog and fight the nation that will give us the best challenge? Right now, I'm actually tempted to join the French, to fight off the nation that will give us the most fun fights. My relations with the Italians will plummet, it will be devastating, and I don't think I'll get it back up to a decent level for the next, well, 6-7 years. And in that case, both my allies are at war, and this is more directed towards the devs of the game. I would like a third option. I would like an option to remain neutral in this conflict. Since they're both allies, I can decide, you know, not to get involved. Pretty please? Anyway, I'm picking the French, so let's see what happens. Politics. My relations with the Italians. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought, but I'm sure it will plummet further. Okay. I'm going to send a light group. Say a Nelly, a Seafire, another Seafire, a Nelly, and another Nelly with the Conquest as command ship. And from here, I would really like my battleships escorted by 2 heavy cruisers and of course the Isis and the Niobe. Yeah, let's start with this as a token force to aid my fleets that are currently already in the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean fleet will move to the eastern Mediterranean. All the ships. Of course, these are older ships, especially the battleships. They are old, while the western Mediterranean, I'll send a new task force. Well, the game is afoot. That means we got, hopefully next turn, a bit more money. I like having more money. Look at that. I must say that the last screen was a bit confusing. So first you get an event to pick a side, and then comes the event to declare war, yes or no. Well, I retract my earlier statement. However, I still think that the choice earlier should have a choose neither option. Of course, I'm going to join the war. The French, well, do they need my aid? Well, if I look to the victory points, nah, they don't really. Their ships are probably better than the Italians, but yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. For 250 millions, I can save my relations with the Germans. Then again, if the Germans want a war, we'll give them a war. Ladies and gentlemen, we can pretty much say that this is a very big European conflict. And the conflict begins with an attack of, let's see, these are my older battleships. Yes, this is my old task force engaging a relative modern Italian battleship. I haven't fought the Italians a lot. I'm not even sure, have I actually fought them before? I honestly admit I'm not sure anymore. It's been too long, really. Duke of York, separate formation please, and join up with those cruisers. There we go. And these are, yeah, 4 light cruisers. Thank you very much. 30 times speed. Let's go. Ow. Hercule. Get moving. Heavy cruisers. Stop dodging. I mean, they should be following the Duke of York, but they're so far back now. Oh. The Cornwallis once more. The Barfleur. The Empress of India. And the Hercule. Very old ships by now. I think even I'm no longer able to build the hulls of these ships, especially the hull from the Empress of India. However, I'm curious to see if they can still manage to last against a, well, slightly more modern Italian battleship. I don't think it's a very modern Italian battleship, well, maybe for their standards, but due to my technological advantage, I think their battleships will be more or less equal to my battleships. My battleships will also focus their fire on the enemy battleship with the main guns. Secondaries continue to pepper this light cruiser, pardon me. Ooh. The Terrible. The Terrible? I'm not quite sure how the Italians would pronounce it. It does sound like a French ship. Terrible. I wonder if it's a ship that they captured, that they took in a peace treaty. Does the AI take ships from other AIs in peace treaties? I have no idea. Duke of York, your group can start turning. As we finally killed that first enemy warship. Speed 5, let's go. Slowly surrounding them and finishing them off one by one. The San Antonio is going down. Neptuno is also taking heavy fire. In exchange, the Duke of York is, well, it has some damaged paintwork. This is a bit of a disappointment. Let's take a look though at the Italian battleship. It's a really old hull. However, it is a hull that has a lot of 4-inch guns. Don't underestimate this hull in early game. These 4-inchers they can really ruin some light cruisers and torpedo boats. Not even destroyers are safe from this firepower, so don't underestimate her. Her main guns, on the other hand, 10.3-inch guns, with, I'd say, slightly smaller barrels. Yeah, like minus 5% or something, minus 10%, I don't know. Fascinating design. Let's take a look at the Italian heavy cruiser before it blows up. Well, nothing really to write home about. What was her armor like? Yeah, 0 superstructure. You see that a lot these days. AI ships without a superstructure. I wonder what it is. They do have a citadel. And rangefinder 1. Enhanced reloading, bull-fired, basic steam engines, yeah. My technology is quite a bit more advanced compared to them. Down she goes. The first 2,800 victory points are in. The British and the Austro-Hungarians, French and Austro-Hungarians, okay. We're seeing some alliances being formed now. I can't really deploy more ships to the Mediterranean because of the Germans. So yeah, I'm going to send a group to meet the Germans and see what we can do there. I'm gonna send some torpedo cruisers, I think. Do I have some torpedo boat destroyers here? No, just little Nellies, just gunboats. Well, send a light cruiser with 4 destroyers there in the hope to harass some German shipping here and there. The skirmisher will do the same, however, you may have 2 Seafires and 3 Nellies. 2 raiding groups, I'm gonna set them to convoy raiding, and 1 group with dreadnoughts to see if we can blow some Germans out of the water. Finances, in the meanwhile. Let's use it up. Fleet. I'm building only a couple of destroyers. They will be finished next turn. How about we design a new Dreadnought class battleship? Because right now, as you can see, we are unable to build new battleships. All we have left are upgrades, and the original design was removed. So by now we have made some hull improvements for the Dreadnought, so rather than building the Dreadnought 1, we can now also build the Dreadnought 2. And we gotta take advantage of that. Now, most of the time I'm tempted to put this tower as far back as possible. However, I want to use these positions for main guns. Let's turn her into something different. Yeah, I guess we're gonna need 2 funnels, but if we use that one, can we get away with... No. Does look cute though. Cute little funnel. Can we add you here? And add a tall funnel there. Yep, that looks weird. I like it. Secondary tower. Let's do it like this. And... no, not the centerline guns. Check the side guns. We have Mark II, Mark II, Mark II, Mark II, and Mark IIs. Well, the Dreadnought is armed with 13-inch guns. I don't want 13-inch guns on this battleship, at least not to the side mounts. I'm thinking of going with 11-inchers here and here. As, well, main secondary armament, really. And if possible, I would like 13-incher on the bow and a 13-incher on the stern. Look at that. Casemate guns. Yes, we have tiny whiny bit of room for these casemates in the main turrets. Ooh, the 4-weight offset is horrible. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Increase the beam. No, that won't... well, it helps a bit. There. So it's at least not in the red anymore. Do we have underwater torpedo slots? Yeah, only 1 on the side. That's not worth it either. Secondary guns. Bring back me 4-inchers. What is up with these mounts here? Now I want to know. Can I rotate the guns to... no. Weird. Okay. That's a shame. Would have been fun to add small secondaries in there, but yeah, let's not. Instead, I would like a dual battery there. And let's make sure it also fits here. Board weight offset. I hate it when this happens. How's that? No, no, wrong way around. 0.3. 0.2. There we go. So, is that enough though? If I look at these... oh. Really hate it when that happens. These guns, right now they have a firing angle going straight like that, but I'm gonna limit their fire angles a bit. I'm gonna add another battery of light guns. After all, I'm expecting this ship to engage at longer range, but should the enemy come close, then I want a couple of heavier, well, 4-inch secondary guns. Because only the casemate guns, yeah, that's not gonna cut it. Let's be honest there. The ship can have barbette too, but I mostly want the flooding, anti-torp. Standard bulkheads, yeah, standard bulkheads are fine. Can we go to 22 knots? Yes. How fast was the first dreadnought? 25. Well, I can't go 25.5. That's a shame. I really want him to be able to keep up with the other dreadnoughts. Let's just ignore the weight problem for now and see what I want. After that we can slowly take her down again and see what we can actually get. Okay, this is what I would like to have. Now is the question, what can we do with her? Balance rudder is fine. It's fine. Now, of course, I also want standard crew quarters. I need to lose roughly 1,000 tons. I'm going to take the bulkheads down. Yes, I know. Dangerous decision. Does this save a lot of weight? No, not really. This... 208 is 200. Okay, let's start with a 10-inch belt then. Okay, problem solved. And let's increase it as much as possible. 10.4. And the remainder at around here. Yes, I'm going to keep the guns at a normal +0 length and diameter for this one. We have a pretty horrendous foreweight offset though. We can play a bit with it, of course. Let's make it the front a 5.5er and instead increase the aft deck. How's that? 25. Okay. 5. Let's see what we need. Make a 10-inch main belt, please. Aft belt increase to a 6.5. Okay, let's not go there. What can we do without the armor? Okay, yeah, that's maybe a bad decision. However, I should be able to move you around. And I should be able to move you around. Take you two off and replace them. Aft weight offset 1.2. In short, lower the aft belt again. And increase... Am I gonna increase the forward belt? 6151. Nah, it's fine. Let's increase the superstructure, well, a tiny bit, I suppose. There we go. My new dreadnought. The Malaya class. Of Malaya, I suppose. The malaria. Oh no, wait, that's something else. And you know what? Let's build 6 of them. 18 months. They won't see action anytime soon. Let's see what happens. Now I deployed some parts of my fleet. Multiple meetings, at least 4 of them. Including a fight. No, these are once more. No, these are dreadnoughts. Lovely. My dreadnought fleet has engaged the enemy. And some other fleets will encounter the enemy as well. What will they be? How will the fight go? Let's find out together. Next time.